You're going to love this.
I want to hear it. I'm objective. You're critical.
Anico at the disco.
He's positive. Join the Mixtape 615.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday,
It is the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
forever. Testing. 1, 2, trace. This is a Mixtape 615 podcast, baby, and this is the place to be if you are a Nashville Soccer Club fan or you're just trying to see what's going on with them boys in gold, them hungry coyotes. Then I invite you right now, lock in, baby. It's your boy Tunji, aka Young Turtle, the soccer face. That's up doing the DR kid, affectionately known as Steam Pappy Yamame por favor, aka Mississippi Mai Tais on the speech and Belize, feeling cool like a summer breeze. Yo, let me tell you this right now. If you see me on the street, do not lock eyes with me, because I will challenge you to a pokey battle on the dopest pokey trainer you know, aka yo. Let me tell you something, bro. It's nothing but hot takes on here. And when you got hot takes, you got to wash them down with something that can help you do that. So, you know what I mean? Hot sauce. We got the hot sauce on deck. Holla at us if you need it. Hey, aka Chicago Mike, the Glizzy Gladiator. And this right here, once again, is a Mixtape 615 podcast. Austin, can you tell them who you are?
What's up, guys? My name is Austin, aka Wildman, aka Ginger Snap. Don't cross this Ginger because he may snap. Because he's also the fumbling Dublin. He's getting rowdy up in here. What's up, y'all? AKA Chicky Parm, AKA Red Beard. And I took it last week. I'm going to continue it on, AKA Coach Carson. Got the best U8 girls team there is. Best U8 girls team around. We'll take all y'all. But not really, because it's rec league, so don't at me. Logan, tell them who you are.
All right, guys. Y'all know who it is. It's Logan, a.k.a. Beer Main, a.k.a. Mr. C, a.k.a. Manga Main. That's right. Manga Main. I got it ready for the kids.
Yeah, you're really doing this, huh?
Hey, it's where it is, man. And this is the Mixtape 615 podcast, brought to you by the Mixtape 615 supporter group, the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville and all of soccer and all the world. And you know what it is. We want you guys in here running this pitch with us, even though it is the last home match coming up. But we want you running this this pitch with us all throughout the offseason as well. And the easiest way to do that is to go to mixtape615.com. That is mixtape615.com and jump in. You can still get your scarves now. We've got our scarves on special right now, too. If you want to get that awesome Run This Pitch scarf, it's amazing. And we want you guys in with us from EAFC rankings dropping this week to Luis Suarez skying one for weeks to come. There's a lot of soccer news coming out from this last week, but we are going to bring it all the way back to Nashville because we have a match rewind against the Revs. Austin, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Tunji. I was waiting for that. We did have a match against the New England Revolution. And unfortunately, leave it to Nashville to get our hopes high and then lose to the worst team in the league.
Sounds about like a Nashville team. We did
lose 1-0 to the team that throws a dice that they call a tee box into the harbor.
A foam block.
A foam block. This is who we're losing to, guys. We got all excited and, New England brought us back down to earth. So welcome back, guys. Sorry, go ahead, Logan.
I was just going to say, you know what the worst part about that is? Both times we've lost to them, they've been sitting in the bottom in the East.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. I'm done listening to this. I need to shut y'all down right now. The sweep by New England is embarrassing, yes. But let me point something out to y'all. 7 days ago, we were at the bottom of the league.
That's true.
We were the team that was embarrassing to lose to. All right? So y'all can
not who we are anymore. That's not who we are anymore. We have three.
It's embarrassing to lose to New England because they're bottom of the and they got the block and the Bruh, We have not come that far. Okay, we got on our high horses,
agreed,
and they jousted us off of them. We guys, 2 weeks ago, we were the worst team. Arguably, we're the worst teams in MLS. So yeah. I'm just saying. You think a lot? It's not like a lot changed in 2 weeks. We just got we got 9 points. It was nice. It was nice. Well, we got 7. How many points we got?
7 out of 9. 7 out of 9.
See, look. I was over here revisioning history just now. That's what's going on.
Speaking of history, let's go back to the New England Revolution. I mean, they're a team that is based on the revolution that was the US, and I'm thinking about all of the people who came during that. I feel like Coyotes were picking those people apart, right? I mean, that's what hungry Coyotes are supposed to do. That didn't happen because they came with their muskets and put the Coyotes back in their place. But I mean, it was a hard fought match. It was 0-0. I was watching it and I was thinking, we're looking like we're probably going to come away with another point. I was okay with it. I wanted to see more goals like we were all excited about, but we were looking really good up until the 86th minute when they get a goal. And let me just be the first one to say my skip last week when we did our play skip repeat was Josh Bauer. And I said, let's replace him with Jack Mayer. Jack Mayer completely slipped, lost his footing, gave them the wide open goal in the box. And so I apologize for saying that needed to be our replacement, because that's the reason why we're sitting here talking about another Nashville loss. Logan, what did you see in this game that maybe you think there's still some hope, like Nashville's not out of the playoff race. We'll talk about that in the next segment. But what did you see from this game that gives you a little bit of hope for Nashville?
I mean, the hope would have been in the first half. We really did a good job with back and forth. We did some really solid options with attack. I don't like the fact that Sam Surridge was trying to use his left foot as much as he was in this match. Had he gone with his right, opened up a little bit more, I feel like he would have had a lot better shot chances. Alex Wheel, he puts that thing through the 5-hole. It's a goal. If he puts it down on the ground, it's a goal. And it was just rough to watch, just not being able to finish in the final in that final third, especially in the box, considering how well we had done over the last, couple matches. Again, that had only been a 2-week stretch though, over those matches to this. So we do want to take it with a grain of salt that those matches did well, but also that we should be paying attention a little bit more, that, we should be staying focused, not just living on the hype that was, the last 3 matches. So there is some hope to be brought out of that, some good things to be seen out of that. But the second half is kind of where that hope draws out for me. They controlled possession quite a bit more, and they controlled possession for the whole match, but they controlled the possession quite a bit more in that second half. They go for or they get their goal. They go for a second goal. It gets disallowed by kind of a soft foul. We get a goal that's disallowed, kind of a soft foul as well. But it is what it is. And that's kind of the rough way to see it. That's the hard truth behind it. But we could have played much better, especially adjustment wise in the second half.
We could have. We did have a goal, disallowed in the 93rd minute, I believe it was, in stoppage time. Now, Tunji, we talked last week about the young guys and how excited we were to play them. Now we come to this match. Randall Leal's back. He gets some playing time. Teal Bunbury gets started. I know that you were, enough with the Teal hate, but Teal Bunbury is the one that's getting the start. We're seeing Sean Davis get back in the mix. And then Taylor Washington, Julian Gaines, Johnny Perez, all those guys that we were excited to see that have been looking really good for us just left out. Do you think that attributed to the loss?
No, not really. And I'll tell you why. You got to look at this organization right now as it's if you take it all the way back to USL days, right now Nashville is a 7-year-old hoopty with a bum engine. All right. BJ Callahan's job is to replace the engine and to get the car running smoothly. He hasn't replaced the engine yet.
You know, he's taking it to the
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's taking it to the shop. They're giving him small fixes like Yazbek and new tactics, and maybe he can get the engine going for like 10 minutes, a half, maybe even a whole game. But without that new engine, it's not going to run smoothly all season or for games stretches on end. You know, we got maybe 3 good games out of this last little fix. Now we got to take it back. It's I don't think that you like. I think that what you saw, huh? Yeah, I mean, maybe we get an oil change. You know, I don't know what it is. I do know this. You need a whole new engine. All right, that's what you need. He's putting BJ Callahan's putting his foot on the pedal and it's doing, and that's what's happening.
You know, let's stay on this car analogy. I like it, Tunji. I like it.
You like that one?
So, you know, if Nashville is this beat up car, but we need it for work, right? How do we get this car to get us from point A to point B? Point B being the playoffs. You know, I mean, we're looking at what we're seeing with this match. We watched how they played, and then, like I said, we took off all the new parts that was working for us. It was getting us from point A to point B. We took them all out this match, and we had all of the old parts back in, and it didn't work out for us.
We put on a spare. Like a busted up spare that is
Teal
Bunbury.
Randall Leal. Okay,
it's not Teal Bunbury.
Okay,
it's not Teal Bunbury.
Let's talk about Teal.
Teal Bunbury is not the old bust up spare. Teal Bunbury is the one tire on our left front that doesn't have as much tread as it used to.
Oh, that would explain why he slipped and completely missed that open goal that he had. That for me was the moment
that we put on at the very end of things just to get us to where we need to get to pull over again. That would have been Randall Leal playing his second match for the year and his other 8 minutes to complete a 16-minute, now in double digits for the first time, coming back.
Season?
Yeah. 16 minutes. Golly.
Yeah, so we saw Randall Leal come back in. It's a guy who we have not seen, but for what, since 8 minutes
March
last year or 8 minutes this year? Yeah. So in total, you said what, 16 minutes total this year that we've seen him now? Now, Randall Leal did get back in. We were needing a goal late in the match. And I do see his idea is to shoot first mentality. We talked about that back when he was healthy last season, and talked about the issues that we had with that because he's not an on-target guy as much as he used to be. And so I watched him take a few different shots, and they were all like blocked. Like he had options. We were actually making a big push and putting pressure on them. And instead of passing it left or right, he just goes for the shot when he had like 2 or 3 defenders between him and the goalie. And that's not what I want to see from him. He's thinking, I've got to get back into this. And he wants to make a difference his first game back. What did y'all see from the few minutes that we saw from Randall Leal, Logan?
Not much.
I got it. No, I got it. Hold on. Let me jump in here because here's the thing, man. You're over here saying that like you don't want to see that. This is what you need. You need someone who is going to take those shots from outside the box, right? Randall Leal is the only one with the foot, the strength to do that, and that's his job. That is his job, is to take those shots. Maybe he could take better shots, but look, you're not going to tell me, because I was there with you, Logan, at the watch party.
I know.
And I was there. There was a lot of people there. It was a good watch party, by the way. Shout out Big Zay. Shout out Big Zay for joining the mixtape. New mixtape member. Look out for this kid. He's gonna be a real problem in the supporter group in a good way. But you cannot tell me that everyone in that building was not sitting there like as soon as they saw Randall Leal at the top of the box take that shot, was not sitting there like, you know what I mean, like super amped up to because we all know that when Randall Leal has a screamer, Randall Leal has a screamer. That's what he can do. But
When it's
the
on
problem
target,
is
it's hard
it's
to
not on
stop.
target. That's the problem. But this one was on target. It just the one that I'm thinking about in particular, it just
Had a couple defenders in front of him.
yeah, it ricocheted. It took a little bit of heat off. But I'm telling you, had he had scored that goal and either gotten us points or gotten us 3 points, gotten us the win.
Yep.
I'm giving him the new contract right away, bro. Shamelessly, I'm giving him. I'm like, here you go, Randall. Take another contract.
Well, I'm sure we will circle back because we're most likely going to see more Randall Leal here at the end of the season as we do make this playoff push. And so we need to talk about some playoff scenarios. What is it going to take for Nashville to make it into this play-in spot? Stick around and you will find out our thoughts. Hey, Mixtape 615, are you ready for the 2024 season? We want you to join us, join our supporters group. It is the dopest supporters group in all of Nashville. So sign up right now at mixtape615.com and rock your 2024 membership scarf so you can show off and say, we run this pitch. Imagine standing on the field, feeling the energy of the game close up, all of the energy of the stadium. That's a reality for our members. You can get on-field opportunities, plus get access to our tailgates where you'll bond with fellow fans over great food, soccer passion, and don't miss out on our epic away game watch parties. So sign up now, mixtape615.com, and join for the 2024 season.
All right, and we are back to talk some playoff scenarios, some hopes, the playoff hopes that have been recently, and I'm just gonna say, dashed. I don't think people understand just how devastating the New England loss was for us. So let me just kind of do the math for y'all. First off, it's right now, as we sit right now, Nashville SC, what are we, like 13th in the standings right now? Is that correct?
Yes, we are 13th and we got 33 points.
We're 13. What were we, like 3 points off from a playing spot, right? Like, or 4 points off for a playing spot, something like that.
4 points, 4 points off.
Okay. So look at this. Look at this. Let me do some math for y'all. All right. Quick maths. We have a 94% chance of missing the playoffs. If we win the next game, that increases our chance of making the playoffs by only 9%.
Yep.
So we're looking. It's bleak. It's bleak. Look, we have to win. Let me just tell y'all this straight up. We have to win against DC United tomorrow. As of the time recording it, we're recording on Tuesday right now. Tomorrow we'll play DC United at home. I want to see everyone there in the support section at the tailgate. Show up, get loud. This is the last home game of the season, y'all. Show up.
It's please. Also our last belt game of the season.
It's the last belt game of the season.
We may not have that this win, baby. We need that win.
This thing. Look at Logan flashing that thing because he thinks he knows how to. You can't rock it like me, but that's okay. Look, there's a lot of things that's got to happen right now. Like, even if we lose to DC United, and I'm just gonna do some scenarios. If Montreal beats Atlanta, Philly beats Orlando, or Toronto beats NYCFC, we're done. Okay.
Yep.
So our fate is no longer in our hands. With that being said, Logan, tell me what do you see right now as being the determining factor in us making a playoff? Like, actually, not even a run, just making it to that play-in spot right now. What's the determining factor?
I mean, we got to win out. Like, we have 3 matches left in the season. We have to win out. There is no other scenario. If we do not do that and get to decision day with 9 points, there's no argument made that we could make the playoffs or the play-in spot. I know we are going to have to, and that's the problem is, like, we're going to, even with a win out, like, we have to make a run regardless. And so that's the only option, is win or go home. I mean, we hear it all the time, win or go home, win or go home. This is really win or go home. And that's all we can say. I mean, that really is. It's all we can say. We have to rely on ourselves, trust our play that we have been making, trust our young guys to make that push for us. I mean, as much as we want to rely on the expertise behind the guys that we have, our young guys are the ones that are hungry, making those hard runs with the energy to be able to continue to thrive in this environment, this really pressured out environment. So if we don't make that run with them, we're toast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching Christian Benteke highlights right now, and I don't know if any amount of
Don't do it.
young energy, young players being hungry is going to stop this man tomorrow night. And I'm sorry to be that bleak about it, but
yeah,
my thing right now is like I would love to make the playoffs. Obviously, that's what we want, but like I'm gonna stand firm on what I want to see, and it's what I want to see is BJ Callahan take this team to the next, to like basically take this team and give me his vision of Nashville SC. But enough about that. Austin, can you please tell me, in your opinion, who is the most important player down this stretch for us to win out right now?
It's one of two. I think you've got to look at Sam Surridge and Hany Mukhtar as a pair. I think that they have to step up as a team, like we saw in those 3 matches where they scored in 3 straight games, like one or both of them. Hany had multiple assists there in that stretch as well when Sam was scoring. So I think that Sam needs to get himself in the right positions, and Hany has to make some good plays, get not just creating for himself, but also creating for his team. And his team's got to be there for him. The team has to finish for him. So so it's one of two people. One of them has to step up, but I don't think it's one. I think it's both of them. I think they both have to step up.
I love that you led with Sam, because in my opinion, it's on Sam at this point. I think Hany's been aggressive enough in the last couple of great games that we saw it against New England. Like, I mean, there was a moment there where he said some words that were not safe for work. Like you saw it. Like you saw the frustration. That's what I've been wanting to see from Hany. I'm wanting to see some type of emotion from him during this whole season, and I got it.
Sam had an opportunity to score there in the first half, and basically him and the goalie, and just not a great take. He had probably some space that he could have taken an extra step or two, done something different, moved in, but went for the immediate shot, and wasn't a great take. So I need to see better from him.
No, he switched it to his left for some reason. Exactly. And I just couldn't understand. I was like, you're not I was asking, I was like, is Sam left-footed? But look, this is the thing. Sam Surridge from this point forward has to be surgical. He has to be a surefire threat in front of the goal. Like if he isn't taking advantage of every opportunity that comes his way, then we're not making the playoffs. Seriously. Like that's where we're at this point. Like we're like, I've seen what I need to see to know that, like, hey, Sam, you got it in you. All right. We see it. You've got it in you. Like, we can talk about like the service you're getting and this, then, but we saw you got the service. You were the one that screwed it up. So if we want to make playoffs, I think yes, you look at Sam and Hany, but I think Hany's there, and I think Sam needs to be there more consistently, which we've talked about a lot. I don't know, man. What do you guys like at this point? Like, would it be out of the question, right, for us? Let's say if we do make that playoff, if we do make that play-in spot, is it out of the question to now expect? Because again, you're saying you got to win out to make playoffs. Let's hypothetically we win out. We win out. Have some help. Let's say hypothetically we win out. Is it then out of the question for Nashville SC fans, us mainly, to say, hey, well, what kind of run are we looking at in the playoffs? Or is it just we win out, make the play-in spot, lose the play-in game, and that's our season? What are you guys looking for? Because I don't want just to make I don't never just wanted to make the play-in spot in MLS. That's such a low bar.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because it's also determining on who we play in that play-in spot that would determine expectations, because right now, as it stands, you've got Philly and Toronto, both of them with 37 points. It could be either one of them. It's really hard to say. There's so many. I mean, this race, if you guys are not looking at the table, not like us here, because I know we've looked, but listeners, if you guys are not looking at the table, just look at the table and see how close the last 13, from like, what is it? 7? Yeah, no. Yeah. So 7 all the way down to like 13 are 9 points away from each other. So if you're really looking, 8 all the way down to 13 where we are all within 4 points. Yeah. That's 2 wins. I mean, 2 wins, and that completely changes what that looks like. So it's really hard to say what's going to happen. I think that Tunji, you talked about it last year. We want to see last week rather, you talked about we need to see another Nashville SC run that we've seen them make in the past. Yeah. If we can get hot, if we can get these young guys back in, if Randall Leal actually plays to what we have seen in the past and not the play 8 minutes, get injured, and then leave the pitch, then there is some hope that Nashville can do something. But again, it's like Logan said, you've got to win. You've got to win out. There's no other option at this point. We have to win out.
I mean, if we're going to look at just a play-in spot, and it is between Toronto or Philly, I have to pick Toronto. We beat them twice already this year. Philly's beat us both times we've played them this year. So if we're going to look at the two, I like my chances against Toronto better.
Have we ever beat Philly?
So anyways,
it is
no, moving on. I mean, no. So I mean, here's what it is. I know we said Hany's got to deliver those passes. Hany's got to become HPS. We know UPS, United Postal Service. No. Hany's got to be Hany pass to Sam. We got to have Hany passing Sam, and then Sam does have to be surgical. He's got to be striking with 100% accuracy towards the smallest of places. I had that blue lock earlier, and this, Tunji. We gotta see Sam become an egoist. We gotta see him truly become that mentality of nobody is gonna stop my goal, and nobody's gonna stop what I do. I am 100% a striker. I'm not a wingman. I'm not a defender. I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna make it happen. And we've got to have him looking like he wants to eat that up. Yep. It's got to become that. Like, it really does. I mean, there's no other scenario behind it out of those two. I mean, we can have Jonathan Perez come in. He's done great. I want to see him still get that goal, like a really solid option. And he's been hungry for it. So yeah, we've got that young guy. We also have a young guy in Jacob Schaffelberg, who has, not shown his full potential for us this year. And I know that he can. I mean, we've got a lot of solid options up front. I don't know why we're hiding some of them or why we're not playing in as much as we should with them. But we have some options to really, really make us a dangerous front passing team.
Okay. I mean, I hear you, but I think the thing that we really have to understand is that we may be looking too far down the road, because let me bring y'all back to life, back to reality. Tomorrow night, we're playing Christian Benteke. All right. The leading candidate for the Golden Boot right now. I'm watching his highlights right now. This guy is a wrecking ball with a bulldozer attack. It's seriously, our season depends on if we can stop Christian Benteke. He's probably going to get a pretty nice ranking in EAFC, a game that I love a lot, and what we're about to talk about next. So stay tuned. You guys know I be too lit on Wednesdays at Southside Kitchen Pub, but it does not have to be a Wednesday for you to get too lit with me at any of our away watch parties. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Mixtape615 for all watch party information, so you can get in the mix with us, me, Logan, and Ginger Snap. Let's go.
We got a little EAFC rankings, and full disclaimer before we start, I don't play video games. I'm not a Twitch
Ooh.
What, you
streamer.
think you better than us?
I mean, let me rephrase. I have a cell phone and a laptop, and about the only thing I have on either of those is my little Game Boy Color emulator for my Pokemon games, and then Magic the Gathering Arena, because I love playing Magic. I think it's a lot of fun, but I'm not a huge like video game person in general. But I was curious. I know EFC, it lost the FIFA title, and there's been a lot of hype and controversy and backlash and everything around it over the last year since that happened. And just this last week, we saw all the rankings drop alongside FIFA 25, EAFC 25. And so all the rankings have dropped. And so, of course, we all went and looked at our rankings for Nashville. I mean, we had to a little bit. And so I need you guys to help walk through some of the rankings and how this looks, because I'm not fully understanding this. And so I need to know, are these guys hyped up? Or are these guys, rank as it is, if you will? Are they less than what they should be? Rank as in the term of smell.
We can help you.
Let's go into this a little bit, guys. First, for those of you who want to know, I've got like 3 or 4 that I want to talk about. We got Hany, Mukhtar, Zimmerman, Walker Zimmerman, Sam Surridge, and then I think a couple other good ones would either be like Jacob Schaffelberg or Joe Willis. I kind of want to see your thoughts on these, but let's kind of set this bar up for me. What are kind of the rankings? Is this like what you would see with Madden 25 or with NCAA 25 that just dropped? Would we see like people that are like 99 and 98, like 100%, like these guys are the bangers and they're in those like high 90 spots? Are they set lower? Because I feel like Messi sitting at an 88 seems like they nerfed him, or am I wrong?
No, I think, well, first off, you've got to understand that like, unlike Madden and NCAA and other sports games that don't matter because EAFC is the only sports game that matters, they release different cards. They give you a base card to start out with, right? At the beginning when the game drops, and then as the players progress through their seasons, wherever they're at, EA will actively look at what's going on in the soccer world and then release new cards in limited quantities for players to bid over and maybe just pack in what they call, like, they give you little packs like you're collecting Pokemon cards or something like that, to go on with that analogy. So like trading Messi cards, being in an 80C, you gotta remember the guy's old. He's 36. Yeah, it's still 80. What is that? What you said is it 87?
88. He's sitting at 88.
That's not bad that's really not bad for a base card. Yeah, right now it's hard to get anyone above like an 85 and 86.
So if you look at like the top players in the game right now, base card, Kylian Mbappe is sitting at a 91. So that's only 3 points higher, 3 ratings higher than Messi.
Yeah,
and
that's just age, youth right there.
Yeah, his youth. He's playing in a higher league, with League One, or I guess now he's
McDonald's
with
McDonald's league. Yeah. No, he's not. He's not in the McDonald's league anymore.
He's with what's it called?
Real Madrid.
Right?
Yeah, La Liga.
La Liga, and they're playing in Champions, I believe. So, it's okay. That helps me at least kind of get a little bit of level with that. So, with that being said, Hany Mukhtar sitting. Let's start with him sitting at a 79. We've got a pacing at 82. We've got his dribbling at 80, his passes at 77, shots at 75. Do you feel like this? Oh, what I love about this is physicality is a 64.
They probably want to drop that a few points. Yeah, they probably want to drop that a few points.
So give me an idea. Like, so obviously, I think physicality wise, he would drop there. But like, do y'all feel like a 79 is a solid score for him? What are your thoughts on this? Let me throw it to Austin.
I I think it's pretty accurate. Just with what we've seen by Hany, the creativity, some of the shots that he takes are just unreal. We haven't seen a lot as of late just because of how Nashville's form has been. But if you look at like his play overall and you look at just the ratings in the MLS in general, it's kind of nice to see some of the MLS players actually getting some I think Messi's, Luis Suarez is they're helping boost the MLS a little bit. But if you look at it, even with some of those players being in there, you've only got 7 players that are ranked higher than Hany right now. He's tied for 8th right now. So there are a few different 79s, but tied for 8th in the league. And I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, 2 years ago, he was the MVP of the league. So I think,
and I had that special MVP card for Hany, and I wrecked people in Ultimate Team. It was great.
So what was
they
the
didn't
card?
expect it.
What was the card? Like what was the number? I guess the base is, let's say his base was 79. What would have been his number there?
I mean, it was in like the mid to high 80s, if I can, if I remember. So I mean,
that's good
for an MLS player. Like I'm telling you, dude, I play online EAFC all the time, and I never ever see it. And this is you're playing with you're playing with the world when you're playing EAFC Ultimate Team, where these cards are being released.
Yeah,
and you're never see another player with an MLS player on their team.
Yeah, because you're seeing as far as MLS goes,
you will now.
Yeah, I mean the Messi now,
Giroud,
and Ricky Puig, like that. Yeah, you'll see those guys. But 2 years ago, going up against me and having Hany Mukhtar on my team, and then you lose to me. And I had the Nashville SC badge as like the main badge for my team. Oh yeah, people were furious.
Okay, so Hany, y'all feel like is a solid.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I think
79 might actually be a little high for Hany.
Okay, so a little high for him.
I didn't want to say it. Yeah.
No, it's hey, again, I need clarity because I don't understand this.
Who he is as a player. You look at how he's played. Because if we're going just based off of like the past season, because I mean they're creating this game from September to September is when they release. Since September, Hany Mukhtar hasn't been the same Hany Mukhtar. So 79, I think right now with base card is a little bit high for him. Just with how his form has been as of late.
So let's look at our other attacker at the top. Let's look at Sam Surridge. Sam Surridge is sitting at a 71 with his pacing at 64, shots at 71, passing at 56, dribbling at 68, and then his I mean, I'm not going to look at defense, but his physicality is at 70 right now when it comes to his physicality. Do y'all feel like that is an accurate showing of who Sam Surridge is? Tunji.
Well, when you let's start with the pacing. I think we haven't seen enough of Sam Surridge, or at least EA hasn't seen enough of Sam Surridge to get his pacing low. 64 seems a little.
I was about to say, I thought that was a little disrespectful for him.
A little disrespectful, yeah. Like I think that he could. I think he's because we've seen him in the season back in the beginning of the season where he was covering the length of the pitch. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was on, he was on, and I didn't think that speed was the worst. I didn't think that speed was one of the worst parts of his game. I thought it was pretty average, but 64 is a little low. Shooting
even recently,
that's what I'm saying. But shooting at 71. I think what you're seeing with Sam Surridge is with these rankings is not an accurate representation. It's just due to the poor form that the team has been in.
Yeah.
Like I think his shooting should be a lot higher. Had he had kept the form he had in the beginning of the season, his shooting would be higher. And that's what we talked about in the earlier segments. Like he's got to be surgical. He's had the chances. We know he can do it. The physicality. Let's get to the physicality. We'll just skip over defense. That 28 is abysmal. But he's a striker. He's a striker.
Exactly. He's a striker.
So I'm not expecting physicality is 70. I'll tell you why it's at 70. I'm not mad at that. It's at 70 because he gets injured quite easily. That's why.
Okay.
If he wasn't so injury prone, he'd have a higher physicality. I mean, look at
as a striker.
It's weird that Walker Zim's at a little higher than that, and we'll talk about it. But like Sam Surridge is the only guy I know who somehow has injured his shoulder playing. Just taking a weird tumble.
Position. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. That was a very weird thing, but like, that's what I'm saying. Like he's not
it was only
durable.
He's not
He's not
those
that
kind of
durable.
dives.
Huh?
Well, let's move on to our second captain, Walker Zimmerman. Let's move on to him because an 84 in his physicality. He's a center back. Obviously, I mean that's huge. Pacing's not huge. His defense is solid. His pacing or his dribbling looks a little off, but he's not going to be sitting here trying to take it all the way up the field himself. So, do y'all
No.
feel like a 75 is going to be an accurate score for him?
I think as a defensive player, a solely defensive player, I think it's fair. It might be a little bit high for him, kind of like with Hany, but I will say the pacing I think is accurate. If you watch Walker Zimmerman trying to run back after like we have a set piece corner and then they get a quick turnover, watching Walker Zimmerman try to run back is I think the 56 is pretty fair pacing wise.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
somebody it looks like, for me at least, that got, the raw end of the deal. Let's look at just the score that they gave Jacob Schaffelberg, the golden boy from Canada. A 67. A 67.
Big Schaffelberg. Jacob Schaffelberg got the shaft in this one.
He got the Schaffelberg.
Yeah, that's I mean, because it's crazy because he's got 91 pace, which is accurate.
He's
But
on
everything
par.
else,
He's on par with the guy who hasn't played 20 minutes for Nashville and Randall Leal. He's lower. Look at this. He's lower than Alex Wheel. He's lower than Dan Lovitz. He's lower than Sean Davis. I mean, and not that I'm not taking anything away from those guys. I'm just saying they really did Schaffelberg.
Yeah. Now they did give him that. We talked about his pace. I was actually pretty upset last year at his pacing. They did give him a 9-point boost this year. So at least they did increase
arguably
that.
the fastest person in the MLS.
You got that. They gave him 1 point on shooting, and they did give him, which I was actually surprised. They did give him 1 point on physicality because he does drop a lot. But I assume, and Tunji, correct me if I'm wrong, they might have just done it in this last game, but do you think that he'll get any Copa America cards because of like how it happened? No, you think that was just this last game?
I don't think he's gonna get much. I think if they didn't factor Copa America into his base card, then they're not looking at Schaffelberg.
Yeah. He was the only thing to look at, though, from CONCACAF in the Copa America tournament.
I mean, he's definitely one of the brightest things that we saw on the pitch in general.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If that didn't get him
especially
above 70,
from Canada, yep.
If that didn't get him above 70, then that's just where he's going to be at for the whole rest of the season.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that's an accurate representation. I agree. He got the shaft.
Yeah. I mean, so then let's look at this as a whole. Is there any one person on here that you think surprised you more or surprised you like as far as higher or lower? I'm going to give each of you guys a chance to give a take on this that we've not already discussed. Austin, let's start with you.
I was actually surprised to see Tyler Boyd sitting at a 68. I do think that his skill level is there, but I don't think that you've seen enough from him to accurately rate him, especially when you look at guys like Schaffelberg, when you look at guys like Sam Surridge, even at like, what was it, 71? Was that where he was? Yeah,
yep,
71.
Sam Surridge won.
And then him sitting at 68, I think that was a little
69.
bit. Or sorry,
Tyler
69.
69.
Sorry, 69. I said
69.
that wrong. I actually do think that was a little bit high. I mean, you look at his dribbling is probably the highest, which I think that at least is accurate. But overall, I think that was one that may have shocked me being at a 69.
I got two for you.
All right.
One would be Alex Wheel at a 68. That is unfair. Okay, he deserves to
I
be
was
in the
waiting
high
for it.
70s, in the high 70s at least. Okay,
High
All right.
70s.
The high
Like,
70s.
along
Yes,
with Hany?
matter of
Can I
fact,
just-
matter of
hold
fact,
on.
matter
Can
of
I
fact,
just-
the high 80s. He should have a
Oh
special
my
card.
goodness.
The
Can I
Chaos
just point
God
this
card.
out? Can I just point this
It's
out?
called the Swiss Army knife.
His pacing is at a 78, which I feel like is probably about right. His
It's too low.
shot, his shooting is at a 59, which I feel
Too
like
low.
is high. It's high.
High.
The chaos that this guy brings.
How many shots on goal does he have versus how many that have hit the back of the net? That's what I want to know.
Oh
You know what?
man,
You know,
that's
let's-
that's
don't
a
worry
look
about it.
for
Don't-
another day. That's a
Don't worry
look for
about Alex. I'm
another
gonna give
day.
you one more. I'm gonna give you one more.
All
This
right,
one is
what's-
right.
what's
This one is right on point, and it's a little known player that plays for Arsenal. Steam
Oh
Poppy,
my
baby.
gosh, get
Steam
this guy
Poppy.
outta here.
Steam Poppy.
Get
I got
this
my
guy
own
outta
card. I
here.
got my own card in EA. I got my own card. I'm a center attacking mid. I'm 90. My pace is
Oh
at
my
94. 90,
goodness.
shooting's 97.
This guy's
passing-
bringing out the card that he made while he was at
at the Premier League mornings. If you
Premier
didn't go to the
League
Premier League mornings, they let you make your own card. Guys, watch the podcast on YouTube. You can see my card. We'll post it. And I'm one of the best players in the
He's
world.
got the
Okay.
belt and everything in that. If y'all aren't watching, he's got the belt and everything in his picture.
Oh my
Hold on, this is an
gosh, that's
epic picture. This
hilarious.
is an epic. Matter of fact,
It's
I'm just
a
gonna put
great-
this here.
It's a
And
great
then and I'm
picture.
sure. Okay, there's and in all seriousness, I'm gonna keep this here, and that's gonna be my thing for the
I
rest.
love
of
that you're
pod.
the center attacking mid and you put yourself 2 points above. You put yourself, holy cow, like how in
Yeah.
He's Nigerian. He's
the,
Nigerian.
you put yourself,
You see
I
it?
love that you put yourself above, like 2 points above where Messi's at right now.
'Cause I'm better.
Steve
That's-
Poppy
I
is
don't know
maybe
what else to tell
online.
you.
Maybe
I'm
maybe
better.
playing the video game
I'm
itself.
better. But in all seriousness, the other guy who may have gotten the shaft, I don't know, depends on what the fans are feeling, but I'm gonna toss this to y'all. What do you guys think about Joe Willis? Joe Willis at 70.
At 70.
And you gotta
So
look. So
explain
here's the thing:
his
you gotta
for me.
look at
So-
his. Yeah, his is gonna be different, right? So for the goalkeepers, they have different stats that we look at: diving, hand, like being able to handle the ball, kicking, reflexes, speed, and then positioning. That's what they grade them off of. So Joe Willis's strongest points here was diving, which they put at 71, and positioning, which they put at 71. I don't know, man.
I feel like it's a little, actually, if I may, I kind of feel like that's a little bit of a shaft. Speed, yeah, that might be a little more accurate.
at 47.
Yeah, his
Never seen him
handling,
run. So
I mean, yeah, but even his reaction speed, like his reflexes, I feel like 70, 71 for handling, for diving, for position, for reflexes. I feel like that might be a little bit low. So, I mean, if I may, I think that is, kind of one that isn't going to be sitting there well. But who am I to say? I don't play these video games.
didn't even
Yeah,
play
you're
the
not about
game.
this life,
But
bro. You're
you
not about this life.
guys certainly can jump on Twitch with our boy Tunji,
Young
Austin.
Turtle.
And I know you've already tried to challenge him to a match here soon.
We'll get it going
But
soon.
either way, we've
I
got
gotta
a
practice
match.
more. I gotta get some practice in.
Oh yeah,
Yes, you
well,
do.
we've
Yes,
got a
you do.
match we got to get to that does regard this belt, and I want to see you guys there. I want to see you guys taking this with us. I want to see us get that win. So Austin, send us home, buddy.
Yes, sir. Take us. We got to get this win. We got to get it in the castle. It is the last match in the castle, guys. So it is a big one. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are episode 45 now.
45,
We are
man. We got 5
away.
more.
I think-
more
are we
to get to
44 or
episode
46?
50, guys. I think last week we said 44. So
Oh, okay.
We'll get an accurate number for next week.
We'll get
Either
an
way,
accurate
we're going to
number.
have to do something
We're getting
big.
close, guys. We're going to do something big for our 50th. Steam Poppy over here rocking this. So be sure to give us your EAFC thoughts on the rankings in the comments. But thank you for tuning in. I know this was a little bit of a of an off-topic segment, but it's on topic if you're an EAFC fan, which I know most of you
Y'all better
are.
get used to this because we're not making the playoffs.
Thank you, Doug Branson. Big shout out to this guy because as
Oh,
much
yeah.
as you guys got to put up with us, he's got to put up with us a whole lot more. Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Doug, for keeping us rolling. Our ace producer in the whole All right, guys. Hit us up at mixtape615.com and on all of our socials. You know where to find us at mixtape615 on Twitter, or X rather, on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere where you can find us for our video content. You can find us on YouTube. You do not want to miss out on the video content.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can see Steam Poppy's card. Hit us up at Mixtape615pod. But guys, keep it real, keep it vibing. Until next episode, Mixtape615 is signing off.